Ta-da! Hello everyone! So in this little video I would like to talk about this instrument because calling this guitar it would be wrong, and calling it I don't know how would be still wrong. So I need to call it with its name, that is Lapstick. And yes, to be honest, we can find a name for this kind of instrument apart from its own name, that is Lapstick, because this is actually a Guitalele at the end. I mean, the scale size is the one that you can find in a Guitalele. And this is why also originally this instrument is in A or maybe in G, or anyway, yes, not like a regular tuning in E, like a normal guitar, even if you have the 6 strings, so kind of a Guitalele. But the interesting things about this instrument is that it sounds like a guitar. I mean, if you take and play a Guitalele, it sounds like a Guitalele. So it's that kind of a middle way between a guitar and ukulele, but still 6 strings, so same position for the chords. Great, nice, love it. Okay. But in this case, what made me really curious about this instrument was looking at some people that had this instrument and they managed to put some strings and do some tricks to tune it in a standard E tuning. So this means that this become a regular guitar, even with a very, very short scale. So I say tricks and stuff because actually it's not easy to have this size of strings, this length of strings, and be able to tune in E successfully, I would say also. So first of all, I would like to share what I found on internet in my researches. Because as you can imagine, the beauty of an instrument like this one is that you can really travel, you can go wherever, or even gigging with a super little instrument that apparently, we'll see that later in the video, apparently can sound like a guitar. And that's a lot, I mean, especially for all the people that would like to practice, and but also for someone like me playing a lot in the London area, in a place where you don't usually use a car, so you move by underground, tube, like, you know, bus, public transport. And this means that you need to have as less as possible, to be as light as possible when you move, in terms of all the instruments and speaker and stuff. And imagine having a kind of a proper guitar sound out of something like this. That would be great. But anyway, coming back to the original idea of this instrument, this was thought by Phil Nails, that is the mind behind this instrument. He's this very nice luthier that creates and crafts these instruments. The original idea was having something that you can play wherever you want, like a travel guitar, but kind of a real travel guitar, because what happened is that usually the travel guitar are all foldable guitars, so guitars, instruments that you can close, fold, and bring with you easily. Yes, great. And when it's time, you unfold the guitar and have the guitar for playing. Great. Or maybe you have the silent guitars, so same idea, you have just a kind of a stick but with a normal length like a guitar, no body, and same story, you can just easily pack it in a short space and have a kind of a normal instrument when it's time to play it. But the idea behind this one was that you should be able to play it wherever you are. Like during the travel. So a traveling instrument, but instruments that you can play also during the travel. You can play sitting on your place, on your like in your flight, in the airplane, or in the bus, or in a train, or wherever, because actually this size is not too long to to go in the next passenger, you know, close to you. So you can really do your things in the meantime you are on a plane, for example, with headphones, and you know, be in your space, in your seat. So that was the idea, like why having this short scale and all this little, you know, instrument. So yes, coming back to the tuning, this was originally thought for A or G tuning, or B, you know, something around that, kind of more Guitalele tuning. But as I was saying, some people managed to put to transform it in a guitar, to tune it like a guitar in E. And this thanks to special strings. Like special strings means simply like thicker strings. And I have like here, but you can find easily this information also in internet. Basically you have 0.17 for the high E, for the the highest strings, and then you have 0.19 or 0.20, and then you have 0.26, and then you have 0.36, and then you have 0.47, and the low E is, drum roll, 0.62. Pretty fat one. Okay, so what I did, I basically tried. I mean, first of all, I ordered the instrument, and I have to say that unfortunately it took forever to get it. It was a bit like long, the process, a lot of delays and slow communication and stuff that, but luckily everything, I got it. At the end I got it, so thank you, Phil. I got it, and it's been super nice in the end. Helped me also to like set up and stuff, and things that were not unfortunately not working, problem with the pickup, it can happen. So he sent me another, like a replacement for a pickup, and you know, but yes, at the end sorted. 1 year, but then I got it, and finally I started to play that. And the first things I noticed, still with the original strings, still with the original tuning, was that the pickup is great. I mean, this pickup here, that I'm not sure now if is like something that he make, or I mean, but yes, is absolutely great. It sounds very nice, and probably this together with the carved, little but carved body, because all this is empty inside. I mean, you have some electronics for the headphones, but basically is a kind of a hollow body in some way, you know, little one, but you got that. I don't know how much one thing and how much the other, but still that makes this instrument sounds great. I mean, it sounds very nice. So you can imagine my curiosity to try it with a kind of a guitar standard in E tuning. So I managed to find all the strings, because this particular size that I was telling of strings, as you can imagine, you don't have a set like that. Probably you can mix kind of two sets, or maybe one set where you have some of those strings kind of baritone. I don't remember now exactly, but I think there was one set already there, maybe for baritone guitar, where you already have 3 or 4 strings, like okay, and then you just need to find somewhere else, or like the other strings with the right thickness. And I tuned it in E. What happened is that, I don't know, I mean, you can see in internet, if you look for this instrument Lapstick, you can find some videos of people with this tuned in E. But anyway, even if I managed to do exactly the same, like strings and kind of strings and, you know, gouge and everything, it sounded not so okay for me. It was playable, but as you can imagine, intonation, it was very not so stable, like the frets, though you needed to really be constantly trying to make this instrument sound nice instead of enjoying your playing. So yes, that's possible, but in my opinion, that's a bit too much. But if you tune it in F like I did, it works. I mean, in F you have still that guitar sound because it's just half tone. It can not really change a lot. I mean, it can sound like it is kind of a guitar, not a guitalele. But the frets are okay. I mean, the intonation is acceptable, and you know, you can play and enjoy it instead of making it work with a very kind of too floppy, you know, strings. Okay, I play something so you can hear and judging by yourself, and then maybe we'll say a few more things. It sounds nice. I mean, it sounds nice, and I can understand. There is a video, pretty famous. Also, is a video that is, I think now you can find it on the official Lapstick YouTube channel, where there is the comparison with this one and a Gibson. It was what is the L5, something like a kind of a good Gibson, and yes, I mean, I think everyone, but I can tell the difference when the video say like close your eyes and guess which is which. No, well, wait a minute. I can tell where, like, when the Gibson is playing and when this one is playing. But still, it sounded very nice. I mean, you can just tell that there is a difference, and that's okay. I mean, there are two different instruments at the end. But that sounds very nice. So nice that you can kind of compare it like a sound that you can say, okay, maybe you're not sure, maybe which is which. And that's true. I mean, it sounds incredibly nice if you consider what it is. You know? Okay, so first question that I can imagine in your mind, and it was my mind too before I had it. How is the feeling, the frets too little? Because yes, it's like you have basically the fretboard of a guitar with a couple on the fifth, something like that, fifth fret, something like that. So kind of the frets are the little frets. It's not a wide part of the fretboard, even if now this is starting in F. The answer is they're okay. I mean, yes, you need to a little bit get used to that, but they are absolutely playable. Yes, maybe if you really go into this very wild section of the fretboard, you need a bit more. More for the chords, obviously. But mostly is okay. I mean, just a bit of getting used to that, but it's working. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Other question that I can imagine is the position for the right hand. Because you don't have like the body of the guitar, and maybe you say how, like, after 5 minutes of playing are you gonna be not good with your hand, with your... So the answer is, again, getting used. It not takes a lot. I mean, it's quite instinctive, and I have to say that probably this strap that comes, by the way, with the Lapstick, is very well done. I mean, it holds the guitar perfectly and also give you a kind of a stable starting point for the instrument to put your hand on that and play. I think one of the instinctive things that, and I think it's also good, is to start to play like this, you know, your hand, and just put the weight of your arms in this way. That is also quite nice because, yes, it's a bit a different position in, like, if you consider guitar is a bit more there, but at the same time it really makes you play this kind of muted in the bass. Is kind of automatically bring you in that direction that I like, actually, because you know. One thing that maybe you can notice, and is one of the things that I actually like also about the sound, is the like the start of the sound is very, no, there is this punch that I don't want to say kind of George Benson, you know, the kind of guitar, Ibanez, or, you know, not exactly like that. Also, actually, I can tell because I'm used to play with fingers, so in that case, I should try it with a pick, you know, that is more kind of. So it still sound a bit different with this kind of picking with finger. But I really love that, and I have to say that I used this instrument also in some gigs, and I can tell you how much was easier to to get to the gigs, and actually also playing, especially when you are standing, that is super light. Is feeling like you have nothing. So the kind of weight, especially of a jazz guitar, you know, kind of that is not a classical guitar, there is more weight. That's great. If you have problem with your shoulder or, I don't know, neck or whatever, that can really be a kind of solution, and it sounds great. And I played a few gigs with that, also in a trio environment, so drums and double bass with me. And I have to say that this kind of punching sound was very nice. I mean, it was cutting through in a very warm, mellow, but at the same time punching way. Very, very nice. I mean, I can tell, I can say that this instrument has its own voice. So kind of answering to the video about Gibson or Lapstick, I would say, no, okay, I can tell what is Gibson, but Lapstick is not like, it's not bad. I mean, it's one instrument, I mean, with its own voice, and it's nice, Little things to say, because looks like everything is great and wow. Little things to say is that generally, I don't know if it's actually nice or not nice. Anyway, generally, listening to the sound of this instrument for like a listener point of view, also by yourself, is nicer than playing it. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's nice to play it. I mean, it's kind of funny. Everything is so close. The like agility stuff, you know, all of these little frets. And also this feeling of very punching response from the pickup from the instrument is kind of, it's nice, it's tasty. But at the same time, yes, like these little frets, they will not give you that feeling of very sitting on the fretboard and really do one chord full and stable. I mean, yeah, not because you can't do that, but just for the feeling of it, you know. Even when you are in the first frets, you still have this. It's nice, you know, but the feeling playing, yes, is not like a proper like guitar. I cannot tell that. But I mean, look at this. Look at the size and at the sound of it. I mean, I think we can bear with that. Actually, I was thinking the other day that it's great, and I did a lot of like gigs and like live with this one, but I didn't have the chance yet to use it like as a travel instrument yet. So the first idea for this instrument, I was maybe not first for performing, but more for traveling, practicing, you know. I still didn't get the chance to use that in a travel. I think I will do soon, hopefully. So I will see. I will check how it's just sitting in my plane and playing with my headphones. You know, that I think is nice. Okay. Question, doubts, whatever. Write comments. I like to check what your thought about this. And just for the record, if you're interested, I'm using for this sound that you now are listening the Strymon Iridium. Maybe if you're interested, I can also give you the how it's setted, all the parameters. And you cannot see, oh no, maybe you can see a bit. The Everse 8 as a speaker. Okay, last but not least, before I say thank you for listening, and in the meantime I say hope that this is interesting and useful, and maybe you get inspired to have, because we're looking at an instrument like that. Last thing, it came with this one that is basically a table stand, so you can just put it in your table and elegantly have it on your desk to play in any moment you feel inspired. What a great idea this. Okay, I think that's all.